All right, folks, Yishai Fleisher here, and I'm baking matzah with my main man, Zev Ornstein from City of David. We're having a lot of fun here today, manning the ovens and doing that ancient thing, which is baking matzah, that unleavened bread that we eat on Passover. 3,500 years, almost 4,000 years, 3,500 years that we're doing this rite and ritual, and we're baking it the old-fashioned way. We got a special, very protected dough, and then it's the holy part, which is making holes, and now we are baking it in this oven, the right temperature, the right formula. Zev, let's see one of those matzahs. Can we see one of those matzahs? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is Cyprus here, okay? This is beautiful. All right, but this is a kosher matzah. It smells amazing. We're not eating it until Passover. Yeah. Nations that have been evicted from their land, they don't usually survive. They certainly don't survive intact, keeping their language and keeping their rites and rituals and remembering their temples for 2,000 years in exiles. It doesn't work. It never happens. People assimilate. People forget about their past history. They become American or something else. They amalgamate. They assimilate into their new surroundings. I gotta go in. But the Jewish people have somehow managed to survive, not only survive 3,500 years, but 2,000 years in exile. And that's an amazing thing. Now, what is the trick? How do we do it? Well, you could just chalk it up to God and say there's a God and he makes the Jewish people survive. And that's true. That's the real answer. But there's another more technical answer. And that is, we have rites and rituals. Rites and rituals that keep us healthy. Healthy, I don't just mean as a personal health. I mean as a national health. Something that makes us survive throughout time. These laws are about purity, about things like sexual purity, about kosher, not eating bad stuff that has death energy, and instead surrounding ourselves with life energy. And remembering our national story. And that's what's happening right now. As you see me and Zev baking matzah here, what we're doing is we're actually remembering our national story. We're remembering our national story. We're reliving our national story. We're living it right now. We're doing what our forefathers did in Egypt when they left, which is baked matzah, not in a very different way than what we're doing now. Zev, I need a spot.
I'll make it for you.
Okay, ooh, that's a beauty. Oh.
How many you got there?
I got 2. That's a good spot.
Here, go. All right. Don't break it. That's coming out. Hold on. That's a nice one.
Okay, so in the meantime,
Nice one.
nice. Whoa. Whoa. A little soft. Yes, sir, I'm ready. Just hold on.
Oh, shoot.
Breaking left.
All right, I gotta get this guy.
Good.
Look at this.
Very nice, very nice. National identity. Keeping a national identity is key to not assimilating. That makes perfect sense. If you assimilate, you forgot your national identity, you join somebody else's national identity. Keeping your national identity is not easy. But when you have systems through which you keep your national identity, that's how you survive as a people. And so matzah is, whoa, we got a burner. We got a burner. We got a, woo. Whew. Save that one, woo. Coming. Oh, you got 2-8? Zev, I got to break left here. Oh, dang it. Got it. Got me. You got me. You got me, Zev. You got me. You got me. These are weird. Okay. Not bad. What you got? You ladies are cooking. You're making it happen.
Alright, go. I gotta get this out. Quick,
Okay.
Quick. No.
Drop it. The oven is a beautiful thing. It cooks the matzah. We also lose matzah. That's also Jewish history. We got to fight to survive, and sometimes throughout time we've also fallen, and sometimes that oven is also a holocaust. It reminds us of those that burnt. But the national story keeps going. The national story of the Jewish people keeps going. And now we are back in our holy land, in our ancestral land, and we're speaking our ancient language, not the English language that I'm speaking right now, but Hebrew. And we're still baking that matzah. מקליט? אתה רואה שיש מקליט או לא? יש הקלטה או לא? Yes? See, I need some space.
Go, put it in.
Left hand when you're ready.
Got it. 1 second. Put in the front. In any case, so what we're doing here today is we are living national identity. It's not a wonder then that the Jewish people survive throughout time when we continue to bake matzah and we take other steps in order to keep ourselves ritually pure and away from the energy of death. What we eat. How do we praise God? How do we wash our hands from ritual impurity? How do we keep...
Pants almost lit on fire. I'm not kidding.
Okay, pants lit on fire, okay. And of course, a big one is our Sabbaths. Our Sabbaths are a system by which we stay refreshed, renewed throughout the ages. Now I want to read to you something that I printed out here that is, I think, one of the most moving pieces of writing that I've ever read in my life. This is one of the things that when I read it I cry, so I'm going to try to kind of be strong about it. And this is written by Mark Twain in 1897, September of 1897, way before the Jewish state was reborn. Very much within the 2,000 years of the Jewish exile. And he writes, if the statistics are right, the Jews constitute but 1/4% of the human race. It suggests a nebulous puff of stardust lost in the blaze of the Milky Way. Properly, the Jew ought hardly to be heard of, but he is heard of and has always been heard of. He is as prominent on the planet as any other people, and his importance is extravagantly out of proportion with the smallness of his bulk. His contributions to the world's list of great names in literature, science, art, music, finance, medicine, and abstruse learning are also very much out of proportion to the weakness of his numbers. He has made a marvelous fight in this world in all ages and has done it with hands tied behind him. He could be vain of himself and he could be excused for it. The Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Persians rose, filled the planet with sound and splendor, then faded to dream dust and passed away. The Greeks and Romans followed and made a vast noise, and they were gone. Other people have sprung up and held their torch high for a time, but it burnt out. And they sit in twilight now, or have vanished. The Jew saw them all, survived them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decadence, no infirmities of age, no weakness of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert but aggressive mind. All things are immortal, but the Jews. All other forces pass, but he remains. What is the secret of his immortality? I submit to you that what we're doing today is we are working on immortality. We Jewish people, it's part of what we do. Keeping our identity, pushing back on forces of death, embracing forces of life, connecting ourselves to godliness, connecting ourselves to life-affirming things, and keeping our Jewish identity by eating that matzah on the Seder night. We're making this matzah today the way we made it 3,500 years ago when we did the Exodus from Egypt. We are indeed a people of Exodus, a people of liberation. One time, Christiana Manpour asked me, you know, the famous ABC and CNN newscaster, I don't know where she is today. So Christiana Manpour asked me, she goes, what is the flag of Israel? Does it represent the river to the sea? The two blue lines?
You got a friend on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. Do the two blue lines represent from the river to the sea? meaning to say she wanted to talk about Israel capturing and Israel occupying and the whole narrative that she wants to weave. And I said to her, maybe it is from the river to the sea. That's the land promised to Abraham. But maybe it's also the splitting of the Red Sea, and the Jewish star, the Star of David, represents the Jewish people going from slavery to liberty. That's what Passover is about. Liberation from all the lies, from all the hate, and from all the energy of death, like the jihad. They are full of the energy of death. Jewish people have proved that they are part of the energy of life and survive throughout the ages. So ask yourself, which team do you want to be on? The eternal team or the loser death team? A lot of people choose the loser death team, and it's sad. Choose life. Choose alliance with the Jewish people. Learn to love the Jewish people. You learn to love God and eternity and life, positivity, and liberation. God bless you, folks. Happy Pesach. Have a great Seder if you're Jewish, and have a great liberation. Yeah. Whoa. That's right, folks. God bless you wherever you are. Stay part of the fire. And shalom.